Hey guys, it's Christina from maggiescrochet.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this little nylon pot scrubber. I'm also going to show you how to take a piece of tulle, a couple yards, and cut it into strips so you can make this scrubber. We do sell pre-cut 3-inch wide strips of tulle at Maggie's Crochet, but maybe that's not the right color you're looking for. Maybe you've got some extra tulle on hand that you want to use up, so I'm going to show you how to go ahead and cut it up yourself. But we do have the pre-cut option at Maggie's Crochet as well. And then I'll show you how to crochet this little thing up. So there's a couple different ways to cut this. I have here, this is just a cutting board for like quilting or something like that. Usually used with a little rotary cutter, kind of looks like a pizza cutter. But today I'm just going to be using it to help line up my edges and keep them straight. And I've got a pair of scissors I'm using. You could also use a craft knife or a box knife. But I went ahead and I took my tulle and folded it so that, instead of cutting a 2-inch strip all the way down, I've got several layers here that I'll cut my strip. There'll be a little less cutting. So I've got that all folded up. I even have some little clothespins to keep it nice and even. Went ahead and trimmed up my edges. So I'm just going to line it up on this grid. This is a 1-inch grid. And you can certainly just do this with a ruler as well. But if you have the cutting mat around, I think it makes it a little easier. And then I'm just going to cut, for this project, 2-inch strips. You can make them a little wider if you want, but you may need to go up a hook size as well. So you can see how I just keep the outer edge lined up with this line, and then I cut along this line, and that's going to give me a 2-inch strip. So I will do this until I have enough for my project, and you'll just knot the strips together. The knots will be hidden pretty well within the scrubby. So I'm going to go ahead and cut myself a good number of strips. I'll come back, show you how to tie them together and how to make the scrubby itself. So once you've got all your strips, you can tie them together and form a ball. You can certainly just, literally tie them together. I'm going to show you what I've done. It's a little more difficult, but it doesn't create quite so big a knot, so it won't be quite as noticeable as you're crocheting. So as I'm winding this up, I'm taking each end of each strip, and I'll just layer them together to make it a little quicker. And I'm cutting a hole at least 1 inch in from the end and kind of in the middle. So I'll just fold this in half like that and just make a little cut right about there. So now each end of my tulle has this little gap in it. And I'm going to, that's what I'm going to use to kind of tie these together. So here's the end of my ball, and you can see there's the hole in that one. I'm going to take my new strand, feed it through that hole, and then there's my hole of my new strand, and I'm just going to grab the rest of the new strand and pull it right through. It's kind of like a lark's head knot, if you're familiar with that. But the reason this is difficult is once you get the strand all the way through, you want to tighten it, but you have to be careful because in this state, the tulle is kind of delicate and you can rip it. I've pulled it so hard they just came right apart, and then you just have to tie a regular knot, which is perfectly fine. It's a little easier, it's definitely quicker. But I like the way this is going to lie in my project a little better. Like I said, it'll be a little more streamlined, not quite so noticeable. So I've got probably about 18 yards here. That's going to be more than enough for one scrubby. And just wind it up there, leaving yourself an end. So I've got a size N crochet hook, and I will start this project like most with a slip knot. We've got some really great videos up now about all the basic stitches, including the slip knot. So if you need some help with this, be sure to check out the Crochet Basics playlist. And it'll cover the slip knot, the chain, double crochet, single crochet, everything you're going to need. Alright, so there's a slip knot. And you'll start by chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you might can see here by the little bit of trouble I'm having. The tool being kind of rough does not want to slide through your fingers as much. So that may give you a little bit of difficulty, but just keep working through it. You'll get the hang of it pretty quickly. All right, so I've got 4 chain stitches. I'm going to slip stitch in the first chain to form a ring. So I'll take my hook, go right in that first chain nearest my slip knot there, grab a loop, pull it through, and pull that same loop through the loop already on my hook. And that gives me a ring. Then I'm going to chain 3, 2, and 3, and then work 11 double crochets in the middle of this ring. So I'm going to yarn over, go right into the middle of the ring. See that hole there in the middle? Going to go right in the middle of there, grab a loop and pull it through. I've got 3 loops on my hook now, so I'll yarn over, pull through 2 of those, and then yarn over and pull through the remaining 2. So I'm going to do that until, counting the chain 3 here, I have a total of 12 double crochets, and that will be round 1. So I'm going to do 10 more double crochets, and I'll come back and show you how to continue from there. So now I've got 12 double crochets, including that first chain 3 I did. So I'm just going to join these together now and finish round 1. So find that first chain 3. You're just going to slip stitch in the top of that. So just go through, grab a loop, and pull it through the loop already on your hook. So we've got 12 stitches around. Round 2, you'll start by chaining 2, which we're going to count as a half double crochet. Half double crochet in the same stitch as joining, and then 2 half double crochets in each stitch round. So we've got 12 right now. At the end of this round, we'll have 24 half double crochets. A half double crochet starts very much like a double. You'll yarn over, go down into the stitch, grab a loop, pull it through. You've got 3 loops on your hook now. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of them at once, and that's a half double. So now moving on to the next stitch, I'll yarn over, insert into the stitch. The tool does make it a little hard to see your stitches. They're not quite as clear as they usually would be, so it might take you just a second to get in there. Come on, there we go. Second one will be easier. Pull loop through. I've got 3 loops on my hook. Pull through all 3 at once. So again, I'm doing 2 of those on the top of each double crochet around. So at the end of this round, I'll have 24 half double crochets. Then I'll join it like I just did and finish it off. Then I'm going to make another one. But when I get to the end of round 2, I'm not going to finish it off. So I'll finish this one. I'm going to start my next one, and then I'm going to show you how to join them together. Alright, so here are my 2 little circles. I did end up needing to add 1 more strip of netting, but that's the great thing about this is it's really easy to add on if you should happen to run out or get close to running out. So now I've got my 2 circles and I want to fasten them together. So I'm going to put them wrong sides together. So right now I've got it, so I'm looking at both right sides. I'm going to put wrong sides together, and I'm going to just slip stitch all the way around through both thicknesses. So let's see, I'll just go through this stitch on this side and that stitch on that side, pull loop through, pull that same loop through the loop already on my hook. Just go on to the next one and the next stitch on this side, grab a loop, pull it through the one already on hook, and just keep doing that all the way around. You ought to have 24 on both circles, so that should line up really nice and easily. And when you're done, you can just slip together to join and weave in your ends. I'll be honest, when I did this one, I kind of just tucked all the ends right into the middle there. So you can either, well, weave them in properly, or they'll probably be okay, at least for a little while, if you just kind of tuck them into the center of your scrubby. Guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you've got any questions about this project, you can certainly leave them down in the comments below. And in the description, you will find the pattern for this project and also a link to that pre-cut tool that I mentioned. Thanks for watching, guys.
And this is the third part, which we're going to do the edging round. So at the end of row 13, So what that is to just go between these two shells and go into that space right there and work a single crochet like that.